let's discuss the Woombie and the story of the Woombie, which in my mind, I believe that this is a swaddle with a cosmic purpose. And I believe that the creator of the Woombie and myself are energetically connected and bonded. Maybe we knew each other in a past life, but either way, we are soulfully connected. And I think that it's time that I share this story with the world in hopes that you'll see how powerful the Woombie is and how it is different than many other, quote, swaddles on the market. So I've always worked with children and young children and families and babies. And I became aware of the Woombie years and years ago, gosh, probably 2008, 2009, when I was working with children in the hospitals. I primarily worked on the hematology and oncology unit, but I cross-covered the NICU, the neonatal ICU, and was working with preemies and very tiny babies. I became very passionate about swaddling from a coworker of mine named Julie Grassfield. She's now Julie Grassfield Neats. But Julie introduced me to the idea of swaddling for comfort and safe sleep and for neurodevelopment of babies. So when we bring an infant into the fetal position, we're providing an immense sense of comfort for them and the feeling of being held. So when we were, in the hospital, we were doing swaddling infants in blankets, very, very, very tight, very calm, very comforting, bringing hands over heart, which is a phrase that my business partner Karen Barsky actually owns, is hands over heart. So when you bring a baby hands over heart, what you are doing is mimicking the fetal position, bringing them into a tight position similar to what they would have been in the womb, hence the Woombie. And when we have them in that position, hands over heart, they're doing what's called crossing the midline. When you have your limbs crossing the midline of your body, it is very centering, it's very grounding, and what it does in the brain is it strengthens the corpus callosum, that brain that connects the right and the left hemispheres. So when the baby is in a hands over heart position, not only is an occupational therapist and a physical therapist very happy, but the baby is very happy. They are strengthening the corpus callosum, the connection between the right and left brain. They are feeling very centered. They are not lost in space, that feeling that they have when they're laid in an isolette or a crib and they're splayed fingers and toes and they're arching their back and they're doing what we call the infant stress signal, which is stop, stop, I'm uncomfortable, I don't feel safe. We're bringing them into that position. They are swaddled. The swaddle actually goes all the way up to their neck without choking. It's very uniquely designed. Keeps them very contained and very calm, and we can lay the baby in an isolette or a crib or next to the mother, and they feel as though they're still in the womb, hence the Woombie. Now there are plenty of knockoffs of this product, but there's not any that is just like this, and I'll tell you its unique blend of a couple of different fabrics that are used allow a little bit of a stretch, a very slight stretch, so the baby can move up against the confines of the swaddle while building that muscle tone. Providing flexion is what it's called. They move up against it. They have range of motion in the shoulders and the hips because of the unique peanut shape of the swaddle. Now, when I mentioned that this product, this Woombie, has a cosmic purpose, my business partner Karen and I, who created the Woombie, I work with her on getting the Woombie into hospitals because I believe that all babies should be swaddled, and in the hospitals a lot of babies have very intense treatment needs, very complex medical devices that may prevent or hinder the way that we swaddle. And so I partnered with Karen on creating a line of Woombies that we call Woombie Med Pods. And it was very important that we used the Woombie name because Woombie not only has an established brand, but there's not been a single safety recall of Woombie, like there's been, so many safety recalls in other knockoff brands or pretend Woombies, I should say. So Karen is my business partner on that, and why we both feel that this pod or this swaddle has kind of a cosmic purpose is that Karen and I are very spiritual people. We believe that we maybe knew each other in a past life. We are very spiritually connected, spiritually bonded. And we came together in a very unique way to create the Woombie and different avenues for the Woombie. But when we really think about it, Karen and I both being very energetically aware, I would say, energetic healers in a lot of ways. When we hold a baby, we're trying to send positive vibes, positive healing, love vibes from mothers to a baby, whether that's our own baby or a baby that we just happen to be working with. We're trying to send our love to that baby. And when we think about the way that the Woombie moves hands over heart, we think about the heart chakra. which is where anyone who has had any trauma in their life, they can sometimes have a little bit of a blockage, an energetic blockage in their heart because they've experienced hurt and negativity. And the Woombie brings hands over heart. And that position is not one that just makes occupational therapists and physical therapists very happy, but it helps baby therapists be very happy because we're bringing hands over heart and we're healing that heart chakra in the womb. So we believe very strongly that the Woombie has a multitude of benefits, not just about calming and safe sleep, which of course is very important, especially in our culture. We talk a lot about reducing SIDS risks of young babies, but if a baby is swaddled tightly, they are contained, they have range of motion in the shoulders and the hips, they have hands over heart, they breathe different and they sleep different, and it's really beautiful. So I encourage you, if you know anyone that is having a baby, if you know anyone that is struggling with getting their baby to sleep, if you know anyone that has a baby that is in the hospital, whether it's a newborn, whether it's a baby undergoing phototherapy, whether it's a baby with a trach or a cardiac issue or struggle, gastroschisis, each of our pods really helps babies and patients multitude of different purposes, and we do help babies experiencing different diagnoses and different struggles. So I really encourage you to go to WoombiMedPods.com or go to Woombie.com and check out the Woombie for yourself. Spread this love, share this video with others that you know that can maybe understand that the story of Woombie goes far beyond swaddling, and it was created by two soul sisters, both mothers of children who have experienced time in the hospital, but even beyond that, we are mothers on a mission to swaddle babies with love and heal the heart chakra from the very beginning of their life. Again, check out WoombiMedPods.com and spread our mission with others. Thank you for listening. Be well.